Hello, hello. Hey, De Havilland. Hello, hello, everybody. I know I'm a little late. I started to put ish on the flyer, like 9:30 ish, so that people were not freaking out when I wasn't on right when I said. Good evening, a blessed Sister 53. Hey, Virgie 377. Hey, Tangela. I've been pretty good, De Havilland. All things lovely 90. Hello, welcome, welcome, y'all. Hey, Special K from Clayton, North Carolina. Welcome. Hello, Ari Nicole. Hey, Erica. Hi, Keitha Latson. Hi, Indira Lee. Welcome, Tasha Northington. I'm going to try to be more consistent. I'm also going to, so at night, okay, I'm not going to make this rule, but this is what I think I'm going to do. At night, I'm going to do, in the evenings, I'll do videos about really it's going to be more about um, not necessarily plastic surgery, but obviously that'll be in it. But more about like the stuff that women start to face in their 40s and 50s, because that's the stuff I'm facing. And so, and then options for making those things better for, and you guys will see what I mean tonight with like the talk that I'm going to do tonight. What I mean by that, because stuff starts changing when you hit 40. Things start to change. Your body starts to do different things, and I'm a woman in my 40s. I'm 45, and some of the things that we face, I have solutions for. Some I don't, but I need solutions for myself. And so, as I learn these things, I'll share. And obviously, if there's a solution that I have, whether it's surgical or not, I like, I do more than just surgery. And, I'm a woman and a mom and all that kind of stuff. So the things I face, a lot of my followers are facing too. So that's coming from. But then in the morning, so I'll do talks like that in the evening when I go live in the evening. From Chicago, 59. Hey, Brenda, Randall Stuckey. Hey, honey. Hey, Catherine. Yeah, see, that's what I know. I know my followers. Everybody's like late 40s and 50s. I had somebody 59 on here. That's what I'm saying. Like that's y'all my peers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like your girl who happens to be a doctor. So, it'll kind of be like, that kind of talk. Solution for this belly fat girl. I got you. Wait till you get 60. So happy the monthly cycle is over. That's a good thing. But then you got other things that come when the monthly cycle ends. I'm going to hit on that today, but I'm going to actually do a live stream specifically about that. Why does the midsection get bigger when you start going through menopause? So that's not tonight's topic. That'll be the next time. I probably won't go live tomorrow night, but yeah. I'll be 33 this year, but love the knowledge. And I found out today. So one of my patients came in for a pre-op appointment, and she's a young, and she's 31, like little sis. And she told me that all her friends watch. So they probably on here now. That might have been one of them. She was like, her and 7 of her friends be watching all of them. And when I'll go live, I'm like, y'all listening to me? So I guess it's like the big sister type deal going on here. She's like, you haven't gone live with your she's like, you haven't gone live with the morning meditation. And I'm like, girl, I forgot again. Like I had started doing it, then I forgot, then I remembered and started doing it again. And she was like, we wake up looking for your videos for the morning meditation because then I don't know what to start on in the morning. I was like, oh really? You actually like you missed it? And like it's a whole crew of these little young girls. Well, 31, that's young girls to me. That's a grown woman, but I'm 45, so they like, like they young people to me. So I'm like, what? Y'all listen to me? Oh, here go another 31-year-old. So I'll do talks for y'all 30s, y'all young 30s girls too, okay? If it's something you want to know about, you let me know. I know for y'all, I can tell you what to do when you have a baby. And I hit on that yesterday. No one tells people this. And your grandma did. My mother got me together. And after I had Bennett, when I had Bennett, she was like, I didn't learn this in plastic surgery, but it's totally a plastic surgery. It's a hack. Okay. But when I had Bennett, my oldest, my mother was like, I'm running around with my bra off, just being free after I had the baby, like right after. She's like, keep them hooked, keep them harnessed. And she got me bound up. She had me put on a binder on my belly. And I still remember when I had met my girlfriends when Bennett was 3 weeks old. It was the first time I went anywhere after I had him. And I met them out for dinner or something. And they were like completely jaws to the floor because I was already back to my pre-pregnancy size. My belly was flat. Like everything was like I looked normal. And they were like, huh? And it was because my mom made me bind myself up. And then the doctor and me started started thinking about what was actually happening. And after you have a baby, you are naturally, your body is working to go back, for everything to go back to where it belongs. And especially when you're breastfeeding, literally every time you nurse, you literally feel your uterus contracting and you feel stuff trying to shrink, right? So if you put a binder on, it pushes everything back in, it pushes the muscles back together, all that stuff happens. And the other thing, if you wear like a whole garment, not just the binder, if you wear like the faja that people wear when they get liposuction, it will push your hips in too. So like your pelvis has to open up in order for a baby to pass through. So then when you put the full suit on, it actually pushes your hips back in. Like it helps encourage that stuff in. And so this is how you can end up looking normal. I mean, I'm not talking about those people who gained 100 pounds because they were eating everything in sight. But if you gain a normal 30 pounds, 25 pounds, whatever, and you nurse and bind yourself up afterwards, you'll look pretty good after about 2-3 weeks. So that's for my little 30-year-olds. Anyway, this is not the topic of this video tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about the two different, somebody said it only worked after our first one. It actually worked for me on all three of my kids. It worked all 3 times. And like I said yesterday, I actually didn't gain a lot of weight when I was pregnant with any of my children. I gained weight with all 3 of them after I stopped nursing. So I went and had weight surgeries. I nursed, I breastfed with my first baby only for like 4 months because I was still like in resident. I was at my last year residency. It was just way too hard. And then, but for Bradley, I went for like 7 months or so. And Myla Rose, I don't know how long I did it for Myla Rose. It wasn't a year with any of them. So it was probably like 5 or 6 months. And then when I stopped, I gained like 20 pounds with all of them. So anyway, okay. So, but tonight we're going to talk about the different types of belly fat. So there's really 2 main types of fat. And both types are not amenable to plastic surgery procedures. You have intra-abdominal fat, and that's fat that is behind your muscles and like in your abdominal cavity where your organs live. That's called intra-abdominal fat. And another term for that is visceral fat, visceral. So that's synonymous. Intra-abdominal fat or visceral fat is the same thing. So you'll hear it used both ways, right? So then there's extra-abdominal fat. Extra-abdominal fat is on top of your muscles but underneath your skin. So it's between the muscle and the skin. That's the layer that you can get to with liposuction. That's the layer that is cut off when you have a tummy tuck. You can't. So when you're going into a doctor to be evaluated to make your belly look better, this is the fat that they're gonna work on. When a person has high blood pressure, diabetes, stuff like that, and the doctor says you need to lose weight, and that'll make your diabetes better. The extra abdominal fat doesn't so much affect that. It's the fat around your organs that makes a person have diabetes and high blood pressure and stuff like that. So the two types of fat kind of affect your body in different ways. Okay. Everybody has both kinds. Even when you're thin, you still have it. There's going to be some fat around your organs that's supposed to be there, like just a little bit. It's the excess that's a problem. And so when you have an excess of intra-abdominal fat or visceral fat, that is what causes health problems. That's the one that causes a lot of health problems. That's the one that makes your heart work harder. That's the one that makes your metabolism be thrown off. That's the one that throws off all your hormone levels. It causes your estrogen levels to be higher and can make cancers develop. That's the one that really causes major issues. Okay. So now, the only way to reduce fat around your organs is to lose weight. So is it impossible to have 0% body fat? No one has 0% body fat. Like, you can't have no one has 0% body fat. You got some fat somewhere. There's fat everywhere. Everybody has it. Okay, somebody said draw a picture. I actually drew a picture yesterday. I could use that picture. But this picture has a hernia on it. But if we just ignore the hernia, it shows the layers. Okay. This was a little hernia I showed. That's an outpouching of intra-abdominal stuff. This is the intra-abdominal contents. So this is where the visceral fat lives. And then this is where the extra abdominal fat lives. This is the muscle layer. This is the skin. So this is where lipo happens. This is where diabetes and high blood pressure happens. Y'all catch that? How do we find out if we have internal fat? Everybody has internal fat. If you have too much of it, your belly sticks out. You don't need an MRI or ultrasound. Is your belly sticking out? So when you have extra abdominal fat, you can pinch it. So like you can grab, like, look, I got some. See, look. Oh, let me stand up. You can pinch it. Extra abdominal fat you can pinch. So you see people with beer bellies where their belly's kind of sticking out, but you can't really pinch a whole lot. Then that's an indicator that their muscles are compromised or they have a bunch of fat around their organs. Most people have both. Like and this is why it's the BMI helps understand some of these things too. Like if I go do a tummy tuck on you and you really need to lose weight, you're still gonna look like you're gonna kind of look like a stuffed sausage. Like the skin's not hanging no more, but with you having all of that pressure behind your abdominal wall, even when I sew the muscles, it's gonna be like, it just still doesn't look as good as if you get your weight down. And so sometimes, and that happens sometimes, people will, we do the tummy tuck, their legs might be, their legs and arms might not be that big, but their belly they carry more weight in the middle. And so then we do some lipo, we do the tummy tuck, and they still sort of look you got to lose weight. I can't do anything about the fat around your organs. The only surgeries that can help with visceral fat is like bariatric surgeries, things that make you lose weight. So because you're losing weight diffusely, like to lose visceral fat, you have to have a diffuse weight loss. Would that be diastasis recti, or is that exclusive to postpartum? It's not exclusive to postpartum. If you are really heavy and then lose a bunch of weight, those muscles have to stretch out to accommodate the fat around your organs, the same way it has to stretch out to accommodate fat. I mean, not fat, to accommodate a baby. It's a matter of having a bunch of volume that actually stretches things out. Start work. Want to be live with you, but I'll have to catch you on replay. Oh, Diana. Oh, my girl, Diana. She's one of my Bible study sisters. Is it the same for men and women? Yes. So men, it's the same. Every human has both intra-abdominal and extra-abdominal fat, or visceral fat and extra-abdominal fat, or visceral fat and non-visceral fat. Like every human has that. So that's what we're considering when we look at a person's abdomen. And this is one of the reasons why when a person's BMI is too high, they need to lose weight first. I'll fix a hernia if I run into it when I'm doing the tummy tuck. Like if somebody has a huge hernia and I know it beforehand, I'm not like, "Ooh, let me do your hernia." Like I don't do big hernia repairs anymore, like that require mesh and all of that stuff. But if I run into a hernia while I'm doing the tummy tuck, I'll fix it. But I'm not like, if you got a hernia, it's not like, "Oh, I got a hernia, let me call Dr. Myla to fix it." That ain't how that go. So if your doctor tells you need to lose weight because you've got medical conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure, and you got to get some of this weight off and these things will go away, they're talking, and then you call me talking about I need liposuction because my doctor said I need to lose weight. That's not liposuction is not going to make that stuff get better. Because if I do lipo and you still have all that fat around your organs exactly the same, your heart and metabolism are still going to be grieved. And so you'll still have those issues. So you got to lose weight in general. Liposuction, tummy tucks, plastic surgery is not for weight loss. There's no shortcut to getting your body in a healthy state. There's no shortcut. What makes your tummy to be bloated after tummy tuck? And sometimes my tummy look like I'm pregnant. Your intestines. So bloating is not bloated. Tummy tucks don't stop you from bloating. I know somebody said it's hard to lose weight. Food is too delicious. Listen, don't I know it? Bloating can come from all kind of things. Sometimes it's swelling though, like it's just regular swelling. But bloating is your intestines being full of like gas and air. So if your intestines expand, everything's gonna stretch to accommodate it, and so you're gonna look bigger. So that having a tummy tuck doesn't stop physiology from happening. You know. So yeah. So then you want to be thinking about some of the things that are gonna cause you to deposit more fat in your belly around your organs. Would VSG count as a shortcut? It's technically a shortcut because it's a surgery and you're not doing it physically. You're not doing it with your own will necessarily. Your will is still involved because people eat through those bariatric surgeries all the time. I do not perform gastric sleeve surgeries. I'm a plastic surgeon. What did I tell you, Myla Rose? You're supposed to be in the bed. You haven't tried to sleep, Myla Rose. Mommy, my tummy. Your tummy does not hurt. It's fine. You're trying to trick me, Myla Rose. No, I want warm milk. Yeah, you just want some warm milk. I knew it. Okay, I'll bring it upstairs. Mommy will be done in a little bit. Okay. You see all those people? That's Instagram on Mommy's page. That's Instagram on the office page, and that's YouTube and Facebook. Hi, YouTube and Facebook. Hi, Facebook. And that's the office Instagram, and that's Mommy's Instagram. Hi, office Instagram. I was teaching them about belly fat, Myla Rose. I see. You don't have no belly fat. Yeah. Mommy got belly fat. Why you gonna put me on blast like that, Myla Rose? All right, tell them to have a good night. Good night. All right, go lay down. I'll bring you some more milk when I finish. Go ahead. Everybody say hi, Myla Rose. Okay, let's see.
Hello.
Thanks, y'all.
Hi.
All right, say good night.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, y'all. She's doing the people who've been following me since I first started getting on social media back in 2015. Do y'all remember when B-Pop used to always bust up in my videos? Facebook, Instagram don't know me back then, but Facebook does. My Facebook peeps. Remember when Bradley used to come onto every video after I would put him to sleep? Because I would always do my video. I would usually start them now, like at 10 o'clock, after I call myself getting them to sleep. And then Bradley would do just like she did. And I would be like, Bradley, don't you come in here. And as soon as I got going good, Bradley would come in the room. He would come in and bust up the video every time. So everybody knew Bradley because he was little. He was like 2 when I first started doing live streaming. My Facebook veterans will remember that. So anywho, what were we talking about before she came and busted everything up? See, my Facebook people are like, yep, remember. Bradley used to be. He a big boy now. He think he too good for us now. Let me see. What were we talking about before she came? Oh, if VSG was a shortcut. So she said, I was only asking because I thought VSG would be good to do first, then do plastic surgery after. So I'm not going to tell people to jump to surgeries, even plastic surgery. I'm not going to tell you that. Like and people know, like, you come to my office and you need to lose weight, then I'm like, listen, lose weight. And let's see if you still want something after you lose weight. And so the same is for the sleeve. If you can do it without modifying your GI tract physically, go for it. That's the best route to just like deal with whatever issues is making you overeat. Deal with whatever issues is, and a lot of times it's spiritual. Y'all don't get me going now. A lot of times it's a spiritual issue. A lot of times it's a spiritual issue, which is how you'll get somebody who will get gastric bypass, lose a bunch of weight at first, and gain it all back. And you're like, how? You don't have a stomach. Like, their stomach is like this big. How? But when you have a spiritual problem and you try to fix it with a natural solution, it don't work. So if you have something and it went away and then it came right back and you're like, it's a spiritual issue. The source is spiritual. Everything has a spiritual source. So if you get a handle on why you can't keep your weight under control before you get surgery, even if it's plastic surgery, because you get plastic surgery, and if you have an issue that is not dealt with and you just get plastic surgery, you're gonna tear your surgery up. So I don't know what Wegovy is. How can you successfully lose weight? It's hard. Right. Don't get me going. Fortunately, don't get me going. How lipo do for 53-year-old with a midline C-section? 53 is not a problem at all. The midline C-section isn't either. You'll still have the line, but that doesn't stop you from getting lipo. I would examine you to make sure I don't feel a hernia along the incision line, and then I'll break that scar up and do my lipo. How can you successfully lose weight? It's hard. One of the things I highly recommend a spiritual fast to start. It kind of resets your taste buds. In fact, if you do like a dry fast for 3 days or just a water fast for 3 days, which is hard, but if you get through 3 days of a water fast, let's say a water fast, it literally, first of all, you'll realize how many times you eat when you're not even hungry. And when you're eating when you're not hungry, you realize, oh, I eat when I'm bored, or I eat when I'm mad, or I eat when I'm happy. Like, we eat when all the things, like all of those reasons. Then you'll be like, Lord, I eat too much. Like, it helps you see all the times that you eat first of all. The other thing is it resets your taste buds. So things that you normally don't like, or you don't, maybe I won't say don't like, but normally don't have an appetite for, that might be good for you. When you haven't eaten in 3 days and you start to eat again, like stuff that you normally would be like, I'm straight. You'll be like, ooh, all of a sudden them carrot sticks and celery sticks look delicious. And they actually will taste good because you haven't eaten in 3 days. So it's like a reset. So then you can start trying to be more mindful of what you put in your mouth when you come off of it. But realizing how much you eat when you're not even hungry is eye-opening. I realized how much I ate when I was bored, which is not a reason to eat, except that's what we do. And this is why people, hold so much weight. Now, the other thing, I learned a few things today, and I'm going to go, is Bradley the football player. They're both football players. There's different things that affect the fat in your midsection. Like, and I want to get into these things in more detail on another live, but I'm just going to hit it real quick for y'all. But there's things that affect fat going to your midsection. Your sleep, your hormones, and apparently there's these things called endocrine disruptors that affect your hormones that are in everyday things that we use. It's like, and it's also more apparent in like they have these things in canned goods, like it lines the can. It's like part of the preservatives or something. It's like in plastic cups. It's in different things that we use, and it actually throws your hormones off that in a way that makes you put more fat in the middle. So people who eat more processed foods, even if they're not eating a lot of calories of it, they have more weight in the middle than they would have if they didn't eat those processed foods. And a lot of people don't realize that lack of sleep makes you deposit more weight in the middle. So it's some of the things that we're doing every day, like not sleeping, that is contributing to your battle with your midsection. So how do you know if you have a hernia? The doctor will tell you. If you have a bulge in your belly, like you need to be examined and let somebody check you out. But if you have a bulge in your belly, like when you go to sit up and it bulges, that might be because you have a hernia. It could be, sometimes you can feel the knot and it'll be uncomfortable. Yeah, menopause, one of the reasons why menopause makes you gain weight in the middle is because of the hormone shifts. Your estrogen levels go down. What's the age that you caveat I can't be to have the surgery that you perform? I cannot understand what you're saying, love. What's the age that you... I don't have an age cutoff, if that's what you're asking. Can't is what I was trying to... Okay. I don't have an age cutoff. I have a health cutoff. Like, if you're in good health, we can talk. I don't have an age cutoff. How do you lose weight when you have issue with hormones, cortisol problems? You got to get your hormones in check. So you have to get to the source of why your cortisol is off. Is your cortisol off because you're walking around stressed all the time and you're not sleeping? Then you got to learn how to handle your stress and go to sleep. Then your cortisol levels will drop and you'll stop putting fat in the middle because of cortisol. Like, you got to get to the source. Cortisol is not the source of the problem. It's a side effect of something else. So you have to figure out why your body is making more cortisol. Do you have a tumor that's making cortisol? Is it stress? Is it lack of sleep? You see what I'm saying? It matters why your cortisol is high. I'm sorry, could you repeat that about the midline? I had to restart. The midline C-section does not keep you from getting into lipo. I thought that meant a deficiency when you crave things. No. Craving things It could mean a deficiency. If you have a deficiency in certain vitamins, it might make you crave weird stuff. But for the most part, that's just, that could be a demon making you crave things, literally. Uh or if you're pregnant, hormones make you crave, the hormones being off or being different makes you crave things. So you said a water fast. Yes, I found out I was anemic because I crave liver. Yes, that is an outlier, but yes, you can crave things because you are deficient in something. But most of the time, people are craving things because they're just greedy. That's the majority of the times why people are craving things. If your body is more muscle than fat, does that affect getting plastic surgery? If your body is more muscle than fat, then your BMI might not be the best indicator. But I see that if somebody is muscular, then I'm not like, oh, you got to get your BMI down. But most people are not muscular. Most people are fat in America anyway. So if you're in really good shape and your BMI is high, but you're in great shape, that's different. The BMI it's a bar to in general to let people know if they need to call me back later. Right. It's not, but if you are, you work out all the time and you're muscular and, you're not, then we have a conversation. But it's a general rule. It's not one size fits all with human beings. But with the BMI, it fits most. What if you have an incision that goes up and down instead of the normal incision you get when you have a C-section? I just said that. It doesn't. The up and down incision does not keep you from getting liposuction. I'm losing inches, but somehow my body is building muscle. Yeah, so you could be losing inches and still be overweight. Like, where did you start from, right? So that matters. And you need to, if you still have a whole bunch of fat, but you've been working out, like did you start off at a BMI 45? You know what I'm saying? So it's a general rule. And then if you think that you got something else going on, then that's when you call the office, set up a consult, and we can speak specifically about you as an individual. But this platform, I'm just kind of like, giving people a general idea. And if you got something else going on, that's why you have to meet with the doctor and talk to them about you, because we're humans and complex and have lots of things going on. And so it's not one size fits all for people. Okay. Hey, Clarissa. What can be done for menopausal weight gain? That's what, we're kind of talking about that. Like, some of the things that you're going to be more sensitive to certain things when your hormones are also doing the most. So I set an appointment and didn't get a call back. I came to set up an appointment and didn't get a call. You came in? Call back then. Like, I can't set it up on here. So we're, short staffed like every other business because people don't want to work. So sometimes that happens. So give us a call back. Just call back during business hours. I'm not sure what happened there, but we got it's a small office. It's only a few of us working there. And so sometimes that kind of thing happens. So just call back. Just call back. We're there. We're there Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5, and Fridays from 9 to 1. It wasn't intentional, not that somebody didn't call you back. I can tell you that. I've been trying to hire new people for a couple of years and having a hard time. It's not, the workforce has definitely changed. So, but the people I have are great, and no, we didn't miss you on purpose. Give us a call back tomorrow. Went from 230 to 190. That's really good. How tall are you? Because that matters. So telling me of weight without a height, that doesn't give me a good frame of reference either. Because if you 190 and you 4'11", you still got work to do. You know what I'm saying? But if you 190 and 5'7", then that's pretty good. You know what I mean? So would a blood panel be sufficient to figure out the source of things? Possibly. What What do you think about Monjaro? I don't know what that is. Had a tumor removed off a pituitary gland. Oh wow. Okay. See, the source of things matters. I'm still here for the spiritual reason for weight gain. Just saying, I'm here for it. Yeah, well, because there's a lot of people who struggle with their weight and their gluttony. You know, gluttony is a spirit. It's a demon. So gluttony is there's if you got stuff like that going on, it's not ever gonna work. You'll get it off, it'll come right back. You're fighting a battle that you need to fight with the Holy Spirit. And so for people, if you think there's a chance you got a spiritual battle going on as a result of your weight, doing a spiritual fast, not intermittent fasting, but doing a spiritual fast where you are um, prayerful and getting before the Lord, spending time with him so that you can hear him say something back to you and tell you, get the scriptures in you aggressively, and it's going to run those demons out. And the next thing you know, you'll be losing weight. I know this to be true. I have people do that in my office all the time. I'll put somebody on a spiritual fast in a heartbeat in my office. Anybody on here that I done did it to you before? I'm telling you, I treat the whole human. And I most certainly treat people's spirit. I'm a spiritual surgeon, child. The Lord used me to do spiritual surgery on people. I do plastic surgery for the soul. So when I'm meeting with someone in consultation, I am looking for stuff like that, because if somebody got a bunch of demons, them demons gonna torture me after I cut them. I don't got time for that, child. What if I have visceral fat, and what's the difference between the hard fat and soft fat? So visceral fat and extra abdominal fat is the ones we're talking about. I'm not sure what you mean by hard fat and soft fat, but visceral fat and extra abdominal fat are the two types of fat on your abdomen. And when I end this video, go back and watch the beginning, because that's what we talked about. So I'm not going to go back and repeat that whole lesson. But it's a nice chunk of time on the beginning where I spoke about that stuff, Miss Angela. Thoughts on semaglutide for weight loss. So I know a lot of people who have used it and had really good results with it, but and I almost went to go ask, could I get some? And then the Holy Spirit stopped me. So I decided for myself, I'm gonna wait, because it's relatively new, and so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I don't like to get things. I don't like to jump to get the new thing when it requires me to inject something into my body. So I almost did, but then I was like, it's, I'm not, and I've not heard nothing bad about it. I know a few people who look really good. So I have nothing bad. I have nothing bad to say. All I'm saying is I'm just going to wait a little while longer and see. Somebody said, now I used to surgery talk on here. I thought I was going to get a word tonight. I know, child. Look, no, you ain't kidding. It's all right. I'm trying to do both. I'm trying to be more balanced. I'm not spiritually inclined. I'm a sold out soldier for Jesus Christ. And that's first, second, and third. And people who come to my practice for consult and for surgery and all that stuff, they've quickly, if they don't know before they get there, they figure it out real fast. That is who I am. Christ lives in me. I am a vessel and a servant of Jesus. I have scar tissue from myomectomy, C-section, hysterectomy. That wouldn't affect your plastic surgery, because all that myomectomy that's on your uterus, that's inside of your pelvis. I'm not in that area. I'm on top of the muscles in the extra abdominal fat. So the scar tissue from the C-section it's never really been an issue. Like, I can get straight through it. So that's not a big deal either. All right, I think I caught up with the questions. So the next talk that I'm gonna do is gonna be about some of the things that contribute to visceral fat and like the postmenopausal belly, like what happens in your mid years, like 40s and 50s, that makes like some of the things we're doing that is contributing to that. So I just touched on like one or two things, but I found more things. So I want to do some more research on the different things that we're doing every day that we don't realize that is causing us to deposit more fat around our organs. Because it doesn't matter how much plastic surgery you get if you have a bunch of fat around your organs. And so we just want to be, I encourage everybody to do a spiritual fast. It'll help with everything. Can you do a discussion on fibroid belly one day? I just heard that this was a thing. I've never heard that phrase before, but I would love to talk about fibroids. And that is another thing that most certainly has a spiritual source. My uterus was attacked with fibroids. I wish I still had the picture. When I had Myla Rose, I had a C-section with her. And they could not even, they were operating on me for another 2 hours after she was out because my fibroids, my uterus would not stop bleeding. And I remember saying, just take my uterus out, because I was laying there so long. I was still awake, I was still, and I'm like, if you have to take it out. And she really tried to, she didn't take it out. I still have my uterus. But my husband took a picture of it. From the end of the table we were, of my uterus, and I don't have the picture no more, and it's not in neither one of our phones no more. And I tried to find it, it's gone. But that picture, my uterus looked like, you remember the movie Gremlins? And the little things would pop out when they would get wet, and the gremlins would start popping. My uterus literally looked like that. It looked like a monster. And it literally looked wicked. I'm like, I'm so grateful that it made these 3 babies. But my OB, she literally looked at me and she said, I never want to see your uterus again. It was a spiritual attack. It looked so scary. She literally was like, I've never seen anything like that. I don't ever want to see your uterus again. She's like, please don't get pregnant again. But I've learned a bunch of things recently in the last few weeks about why there's this big epidemic of fibroids, and how women the folks who was looking for a spiritual conversation, here I go. Women are portals. If you think about it, life enters the world through we're a portal for life to enter the world. And attacking our uterus, if the enemy attacks our uterus, it affects our ability to be that. And also it affects the ability for man to plant his seed. So all of a sudden we got all of these people where fibroids are just ravaging people's uterus. I don't know how do you say uteri. I don't know how do you say plural of uterus. Uteruses just don't sound right. But there's a spiritual source for everything, and the fibroid epidemic is definitely not exempt from that fact. There's a supernatural source for everything. All right. I think I'm caught. Barrenness is a curse. Yeah. So, all right. So I'm going to keep researching that topic and get back at y'all in the next day or two. It probably won't be tomorrow. My boys get their haircuts on Wednesday, so it's too much. They get to bed too late for me to be trying to have that weight on my shoulders trying to do a live stream tomorrow. But I will. My goal is to do a quick morning meditation before I walk out with the kids tomorrow, like I was doing before. So that happens on Instagram, y'all. That's not on YouTube and Facebook. So if y'all are interested in that, follow me on IG, y'all. And yeah, I think that's it. I think the questions, I got caught up on them and I had fun with y'all. If you call my office and no one has called you back, have grace for us. We come and ask for mercy and grace, and just call back tomorrow between business hours, y'all. It is no hate. We love everybody, and it's just, we trying to keep up. I just found out I have a cyst on my ovaries. That's really big. My doctor did not tell me anything, just said sure is not malignant. That's all. Should I ask more questions? Ask the Lord, because the Lord can heal it. If you feel like you need to ask more questions, ask, but definitely ask the Lord. Okay? The Lord will tell you. We need to get back to the basics, y'all, and God is supposed to be leading all the things. He'll tell you when to go to the doctor and which doctor to go to. Like, he'll tell you, if the doctor told you something crazy, he'll be like, that's not right, go here. Or he can just heal you. Somebody can lay hands on you and heal you. That's what it's saying in the scriptures. It's true. So if you don't feel peace with what they said, then don't sit on it. That's the Holy Spirit nudging you. If they told you X and you it just don't feel right, it don't rest well in your soul, then you need to look further. Is there a way to have insurance pay to have extra skin removed? Yeah, for certain stuff, not all of it. They won't pay for you to get the extra skin on your arms removed, and the extra skin on your thighs removed. They will pay for the extra skin on your belly if it is causing issues. They will sometimes cover that. Yes, I do labiaplasty. Sure do. I do labiaplasty and vaginal rejuvenation, like internally. That's a good service. That's one of my favorite services. I don't talk about that much on this kind of platform because for me to speak frankly about it, I just don't feel comfortable doing that as a woman of God. But that's a good service. I'm just going to say that. And I'm saying that from experience because I had it. And shortly after I had it, Myla Rose was conceived. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. You guys are welcome. I'm going to go ahead on and sign off. During the fast, you think it's okay that you can take your vitamins? Yep, you can take your vitamins when you break. If you're doing a 3-day dry fast, then don't take them for those 3 days. If you're doing a fast where you break fast at like 6 p.m. or something like that, then take your vitamins when you break fast. Okay? All right, y'all. I'm going to check y'all later. I'm about to go read my Bible. All right. Bye.